Alright, you guys, so I want to show you some of the important indicators, because I've talked about this before, but just to make it really concise, what you should be looking at for the FOMC meeting. So I'm going to put it on this little, break it down into 3 panels here, okay? So if we were trading on the FOMC meeting leading up into it tomorrow, what you're going to be watching, and I've talked about this before, is TNX. Okay, I might go back over to the main screen for a second. Okay, so TNX, I had talked about this. This is extremely important for, okay, you see this? You see that breakout there? That is no bueno for the stock market, guys, no matter what. So the fact is that this needs to pull back. Okay, so you have to be keeping an eye on this leading up into the meeting. So if you want to know if we're going to get a continuation, how strong it's going to be, and you'll see this needs to start to pull back. So you'll be watching TNX, that's the 10-year treasury. A pullback is good for tech. Tech is basically Bitcoin. Bitcoin is risk on trades more similar to the XLK or Tesla, put it that way. So have your TNX up on the screen tomorrow. Watch what's happening with it. You need to see a pullback. If TNX makes a move before the meeting, if TNX starts to break out, that changes these bullish ideas, right? That, you know, I'm anticipating a bit of a rally, but if we were to see this, then that's my weather indicator telling me, you know, weather's about to change, right? So TNX, you want to keep an eye on that. During the meeting, if you see this VIX index start to move higher, if you see the VIX break this 28 level, okay, that is bearish. You do not want to see that if you're long, right? I'm not saying to short immediately. I'm saying you need to be very aware that if you break this level and close or start to hold this level, the shit is about ready to pop off, because the VIX moves very quickly. And if you want to do something wild, go trade some options on UVXY. It makes crypto seem like that's how all this is easy for me, because I have traded options on UVXY and it is savage, and you will lose money. You will lose money quick. So you want to have the VIX up, the TNX, and naturally you want to have your SPY chart up. Okay, so when you're trading this, you know, if you don't have multiple screens, you'd have your VIX, your SPY, and then over here you put your TNX up. You start to see this bitch move, no bueno. You start to see this bitch move, no bueno, and you'll see them interact, right? And that's what's good about that's why I'm giving you this little tip, right? Because if you see this start to pull back, you see the SPY start to come down, you're going to start to see either this has moved on you or this one's going to move, and these two are probably going to move together. To give you a concept, this is like your radar. This is only going to tell you it's 30 feet in front of you, though, right? This is like if you were driving a car, this is as far as the headlights on the car can go, but it's not going to tell you what's around the next corner. The treasury, that's going to tell you what's around the corner. So the moves here are going to be a lot slower, I should say, a lot slower. So you could see this break higher, and it's not meaning that this will pull back immediately, but it's not like Armageddon status. If this breaks out, you know something's happening over here, okay? And you can see that. I'll just show you some examples real quick. See how violent the VIX is? See these big volatility spikes? You know, it looks like an altcoin. That's what we're saying, right? And you see how it's been mellow? So the VIX has been acting weird. It had this big breakdown, and now it's just kind of chilling in this zone. That doesn't make sense, guys. You see what I'm saying? Just look at the chart. It's like, what's going on there, right? You see that? It's in a weird spot. See how it just kind of gaps up, down, up, down. We don't really trade in this zone on the VIX, so that is something to keep your eyes on. So I just want to bring that to your attention, like what would be on the screen for trading this meeting. That is pretty much it, and most of my attention is naturally going to be on what is being said. That's the difference between trading news catalyst, trading data catalyst versus trading these indicators. When you got these guys who are doing this and they, they're saying, okay, well look, we got the golden cross here on the EMA, and so we're going to expect some move. Dudes at JP Morgan give two fucks about an EMA. The only thing they really care about is VWAP, but that's all algorithmic. They're not, JP Morgan is not looking at the EMA wondering what's going to happen. They're trading the news. They're looking at what is the data saying, what is coming out, and that's why everybody misses this shit. That's why I started doing this, because it was like I started to see with Bitcoin, like no one was trading news on Bitcoin. What? That's bizarre to me. Who's trading the news? The exchanges. That's who's trading the news, and these guys are same old story. Let's look at what fib lines. Oh, we got some fib lines here. You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense. JP Morgan doesn't give a fuck about your fib line. What they do care about is what's going to happen with this Fed rate hike. If there's a surprise, if Europe crashes, these lines are only good to give you some guidelines, right, on, if we do have a crash, where's it going to stop? Once we get the catalyst, where's it going to stop? If we get bullish, where's it going to stop? That's what they should be used for. Man, they don't feel me though. Peace.